You have started.
No,
have
I
you?
have started.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So, before we get into the episode, shall we do a bit of prep talk?
What do you mean? Oh, like we pretend that we're preparing and then we get into the episode.
Sure, we can. Yeah, if you
So,
want.
like the random bits
I meant actual prep talk.
This is
this is just part of the bloopers.
yeah, no, because like
bloopers.
yeah, I got drug references coming up, so that's fun.
Oh, really? So do I.
If it's the same thing, this is gonna be hilarious.
I think it's the same thing, which would be fantastic. I've got a small list of things I just thought of, like, because I watched a couple of news articles and a few other things.
Oh shit! It's
today.
the same thing then. Huh, great.
It's probably the same thing.
The same.
But
although to be fair,
we'll figure there's other stuff. There's stuff to do with stuff from literally like when Courtney and I went to the shops just then. Like we spoke to the checkout guy and he said something that made me laugh. I'll get to it. I'm just saying there's other stuff to talk about.
It's not all about drugs.
All right. So was that the main thing you wanted to talk about though? Drugs.
Oh no, it's just an article. It's just a news article that I read. I found.
Okay. Yeah. Sweet. Well, we'll get to that, and then I can talk about my drug thing if it isn't related. If it is related, I'll just add it in and say what I think.
Play your intro of choice.
What? I was meant to play multiple things.
Your brain just like couldn't comprehend the fact that I commanded you to play your intro of choice, and you're like, click, and then you're still like,
No, I was trying to do a bit where I just play a bunch of different sounds.
Yeah, okay.
Like this.
Yeah, see, that's where people will stop turning. That's where they turn the episode off. Now I can actually see that sound. Wow, that looks nasty. That's a nasty looking sound.
All right, I'll stop that. That's not going to be the intro.
That wasn't the intro of choice. No.
That can be the intro of choice.
No, that was preferably not my choice.
How about this?
I'm not the hero the world wants.
Hold on, I missed time though.
I'm not the hero the world wants.
There we go. I need to hold on. I need to make sure this stop all sounds so I can go.
I'm not the hero the world wants.
Rest in peace, the hero the world never wants.
That's what I was meant to do.
Can I jump in and say hello to the episode, or are you still want to do the other intro?
Failure! You're still a failure!
No. Do you want me to do the actual intro
Yes,
that we had
please.
set up or not? All right, fine. But I want this in.
Yeah, of course.
That's the wrong one.
No, that's the right one. Oh, that's the right one. Yes.
I got multiple.
Okay.
My allegiance is to the Republic, to democracy! You're still a failure!
I always come.
No offense, but I really don't care.
And I don't care if you don't care. I've got to come up with a new comeback line for that because I just keep saying the same old thing. But welcome back to another smashing episode of the Average Blokes podcast. I'm Troy. He's
But
Jackson.
before we get into it, I'm gonna need some courage to get through this.
The whiny has
Jackson,
returned.
you started this. This was caused by you.
So
all
it's
right?
my fault, is it?
Oh, what? I'm almost out. Are you for real? What is that?
Yeah, what?
No, I'm legit surprised. I grabbed this cup as a little joke, right? Like, I'm thinking, I'd have the fancy small cup. I was expecting to have a lot more than this. Maybe I guess I drank it all.
I missed the part where this is my problem.
Jackson, that's not. But wait, there's more.
Yeah.
Gotta get creative.
Oh, how daring.
No, I'm not doing that.
Okay, for those know who
adding-
audio listeners, people, Troy was going to put some Dare iced coffee inside of his wine.
My Moscato, yes.
His masquerade.
You've done this, Jackson.
Well, look, I detected it early, so I can only...
If that sound comes through, that's the worst way I've ever drank wine in my life.
Well, it'd be the first and last. No.
Get to enjoy my Coles Anytime donuts now as well.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe I'll wait until the end of the episode.
Listen to this man.
But I want them.
Look at him in his Lacoste.
Do not mind if I do.
Look at him in his Lacoste. Lacoste? What's that crocodile icon? It's Lacoste, isn't it? Look at your shirt, the crocodile.
Oh, this.
Crocodile. This is the Lacoste. Though.
I forgot I was wearing this. I have no idea. I don't think this is actually that. I think it's just a crocodile. I don't think it's actually.
We have Lacoste.
I know the brand you're talking
that's
about.
Just a crocodile.
I think this is. We have it at home.
Yeah, it's Lacoste. Oh, it's Lacoste Australia. Oh. I thought Lacoste were like from America.
You thought what?
Oh, it's French. Never mind.
Yeah.
Ah, the
Seriously?
French, known for their crocodiles.
I'm trying to search it, but I keep getting bombarded by tabs opening up on their own.
Well, that's what happens when you use DuckDuckGo.
No, it's not Duck.
Oh,
it's other thing. It was my adware blocker saying, "Please give us money." Our ad blocker.
Please disable your ad blocker.
Oh,
actually, yeah,
Maybe-
it is the same one, Troy.
it is an actual.
I know
it
my
actually
logos.
says it in it.
I know my.
But
logos.
is it? Yeah, but is it an actual? Is it the actual brand though? Shirt. I
Yeah,
gotta
it
search
is.
shirt.
It is.
I don't think it is. If it is, it's a really old one how do I put this? There's one. It doesn't look as good.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Let's have a quick. Oh no, it is one. Huh? What do you know? I had no idea. I always hated it.
Well, guess what?
This is one of my least favorite shirts, right? Because it has this stupid crocodile on it. Are you telling me it's a branded shirt?
Yes, I'm sorry to inform you.
Isn't this an expensive brand?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, well, the shirt was a hand-me-down from some people that we know who are very well off.
I don't know who that is, so.
You don't know them, no.
Okay, good.
We just some rich friends of my mother's.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool.
Let's put it that way.
You mentioned ad blockers briefly because you're trying to search thing. Did you know that the FBI themselves, back in December 22, recommended that people use ad blockers?
No, but that's good to know because that means it's not illegal, right?
Well, yeah.
At least in America.
No, well, yeah. Because this is the reason with YouTube, people are quitting YouTube, because the way that YouTube make money now these days is not lawfully. Well, it's not lawfully. It's not
lawfully.
morally.
I don't think Jackson. If you,
Huge morals.
I mean, are you saying the FBI is moral? Because that is a hole I don't want to go down.
No, it's because
someone's probably listening to me, even though I am halfway around the world from where they probably are.
It's only because lately, some YouTube ads have been pretty dodgy ones where they're phishing for your data and stuff like that.
Really,
yeah.
I wouldn't know. I've been using ad blocker.
Same. So apparently, yeah, that's the reason why there's been this FBI recommendation about using ad blockers.
Oh my goodness.
Here's the.
I just don't like how every single if I go to a news article thing, I get the fact that I don't know, it's annoying. I don't want to turn off my ad blocker just to read a story that's probably full of shit.
So this is the actual post from the FBI, the PSA from the Federal Bureau of the Federal
Bureau of Investigation.
Yeah, that one. Cyber criminals impersonating brands using search engine advertisement services to defraud users.
Have you gotten any messages from your bank about getting your details checked?
No, not recently.
Because my bank got me to you okay?
I just remembered yesterday I had a scam call.
Yeah. Oh no.
And, so I've had 2 scam calls in the past 3 days. I'm going on a tangent here, but I'll come back to this FBI stuff. So what I've noticed is that when they call you from some random regional locality place in Victoria or somewhere in New South Wales. So there was one that rang me from, not somewhere near Colac, And
Near Colac.
yeah, so I'm like, I don't know anyone from Colac, so I'm gonna just say hello and then hang up. And then
Yes,
someone
of
yesterday
course.
rang me from somewhere in in New South Wales, and it was like this random like just wilderness area where there was the only township that was there was this random caravan park. But that's
I
where
just
the
want to know how
call location
you
was
know
from.
that that's where that call was from. Does your phone just tell you the exact location of the caller?
Yeah,
or
so
something?
what scammers do is that they to make it look like they're legit, they try to like have a call location. Like there's a proper termination for this stuff. I learned
Caller
this.
ID, you mean?
Yeah, kind of like a call ID, but with a location type. It's called geo calling or something like that. Anyway, so
Yeah, I know. When you get a call from someone in Melbourne, it says Melbourne underneath
Yes.
the number,
Yeah.
or it says this place.
Yeah.
But I've never heard of specific towns or anything like that. It's usually just Victoria or Melbourne or Adelaide or something,
Yeah.
or Czechoslovakia. I've gotten those, except I've known it's a scam call because I'm like, who the heck is calling me from whatever this Russian place is?
Exactly.
And I'm like, I'm not answering this. This number's like most full of all sorts of. This number is full of all sorts of numbers.
So
There's no 04.
I'm trying to see if I can freaking find the actual.
I'm getting a call from an 05 number. What the heck is that?
I'll see if I can find this bloody name of the place because, like I said, it was
Okay, well,
a place you'd never heard of in New South Wales.
as before you while you're searching that up, so I'll say basically, I got a message like when I went onto my banking app like a couple of weeks ago, saying, "Oh, can you not update? But we're checking everyone's due to some sort of law coming in. Everyone's details are getting checked on like for apps and that.
Mm-hmm.
Can you please like before the 28th of whatever month, before this point in time, I should say, give us your details basically."
Mm.
And I went to do it, and then to do it, I had to get the security code, and to get the security code to let me do it in the app, I had to go out of the little section of the app that would let me do it to get the code, and then I couldn't get back into the section, so I went, I'll just leave it. Until yesterday when I tried to go onto my banking app and it wouldn't let me.
Oh, jeez.
It said, "Oh, can you update your details, or can you get you?" And it's some sort of new law they're bringing in where basically the banks check to make sure the person whose bank it's their bank account or something.
Yeah.
And so they ask for proof of ID like driver's license or Medicare card.
Mm. So
And I knew it was all above board because it was literally I've only ever downloaded the app from like Google Play Store, and I downloaded it ages ago, and I've only ever updated it.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually gives me access to my accounts.
Okay, yeah. So
it's one of those things where I knew it wasn't a scam or anything like that.
yeah. So the place I got a call from was a place called Arumpo, Arumpo. It's up near Mildura, and it's literally nothing. It's just like this national reserve area, whatever. So when I answered him, I was quickly checked up Arumpo, and I'm like, oh, that's not a town at all. So I said to him, "Oh, how's the weather in Arumpo?" And she just tried to brush.
Oh yes, my friend, it is very good.
She tried to brush off like nothing. She asked for me like, "Oh, has your house got solar or whatever it is?" Like
You should have said.
This is the scam.
Why didn't you say yes? You should have just said yes.
No, because this is the fun part. I went down the road because I knew it was a scam.
Yeah, so if your house has solar, you go, "Yeah, my house has got solar."
No, but this is I just went straight for.
Did you say no? No, but I'm interested in solar.
No,
Are you offering it?
I went straight forward with the shit house. I said
the
to
what?
her, she's like,
Shit house
"Would
what?
you like to take the money for the rebate for solar or something like that?"
Oh no.
And then I said, no. And then I asked, "How's the weather in Arumpo?" And she just asked me the question again. And then I said,
How do you know it's a scam?
because they're calling from Arumpo. If you look at Arumpo, it's just bush. There's no township. There's nothing there.
Okay, but
It's an 05 number.
05.
Yeah, that's not...
And how did it give you a rumpo then?
I do not know.
It doesn't make sense. I mean, it probably was a scam, but like they are offering solar rebates.
Yeah, so most of my scam calls, the one I got on Monday was 0340219283. Like, that's not an Australian number.
Weird. That is true.
So I basically just went. I because it was a lady. So I said to her, "Have you ever had what did I say?" I said, "Have you ever had sex with a robot penis?"
You just went right in there.
And she's like, she had like this okay, like kind of response. And I said, "It's a lot better than a camel."
What? Where did you even think of
I
this
don't
stuff?
know. And then she hung up.
Gee, I wonder why. Imagine if she actually wasn't a scammer and she was just trying to offer you solo.
That was scams. You can hear the people in the background.
It reminds me of when that guy called me up and I started doing like the accent, and it turned out he was from the he was from the medical company.
Yeah, but that's
just going to do my medical.
The problem is he had a private number. These idiots don't do private numbers.
The problem was his number was it was private actually. I think it was.
That's
the problem
the
was his number was private. He spoke Indian, and I was driving through an area with bad reception.
Yeah.
And I couldn't hear what he was saying, and I thought, and he sounded just like his accent sounded just like a friend of mine impersonating an Indian person, and the friend had called me like a week prior trying to do accents and stuff.
Yeah.
So just a bad time all around. But that's fine. They probably get it all the time.
So, going back to the FBI thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, cybercriminals purchase advertisements that appear within internet search results using a domain that is similar to an actual business or service. So, when they say purchasing advertisements, basically using YouTube as using YouTube to show their ads.
Yeah, I understand. They put an ad on YouTube for their website to make it look more legit. But
when the users search for that business or service, the advertisements usually appear at the very top of the search results with a minimum distinction between an advertisement and an actual search result. These advertisements link to a web page that looks identical to the impersonated business official website. And then there's a whole lot more there. In instances where a user is searching for a program to download, the fraudulent web page has a link to download software that's actually a malware. The download page looks legitimate, and the download itself is named after the program that the user intended to download. These advertisements have been used to impersonate websites involved in finances, particularly cryptocurrency exchange platforms. These malicious sites appear to be real exchange platforms and prompt users to enter login credentials and financial information, giving criminals actors access to steal funds. So, moral of the story is don't get into crypto. Tips to protect yourself. The FBI recommends that you do the following precautions. Before clicking on an investment, check the URL. Type the business URL to the internet browser as opposed to searching for it. Use an ad blocking extension when performing internet searches. Most internet browsers allow a user to add extensions, including extensions that block advertisements. These ad blockers can be turned on and off within a browser to permit advertisements on certain websites while blocking advertisements on others. Hence why there's this issue with YouTube, where people, big channels sort of not agreeing with how YouTube's been going lately with the fact that they're just allowing any ads onto their platform.
They got to make money. They're not making money off YouTube.
Yeah. So I mean that's not solely the reason, but that's just one of the reasons. So yes. So after that little small talk, you got any highlights? How have you been? And you want to tell us anything that's happened?
I just ate a donut.
Amazing. Well, we'll see you next week, guys. Troy had donut, and that's all we have for time for today.
This is the part where where if I had it, I'd play this. Sometimes it may be good, sometimes maybe shit.
No.
Yes.
No. So I'll start off quickly because I've got some highlights that I've actually wrote down. Just some highlights briefly.
Oh.
So I've been starting to upload the video episodes. I've lost a few somehow, I don't know how, but episodes 55, 56, and 57 will be coming soon.
I see.
And,
You lying dicks!
that's not entirely true. I'm not a liar. I've been...
You son of a bitch! I'm in!
I don't know whether...
I love cutting you off like this.
That's okay. So a few things I've noticed on the road lately, and because of this flaming card Dash Cams Australia YouTube, I keep noticing things on the road. This first thing I noticed wasn't entirely road rage or crash worthy or anything. But there was this car that was following, and it had a stick on the back, and it said, "I love animals. They're delicious." I'm like, that's going to piss off a few people pretty easily.
I don't think so. It wouldn't piss off too many people. And if you are pissed off by it, okay, that's a bit weird.
Yeah, I mean, I can see what they're trying to do, but
remember how I called you when I called you earlier today, and I was like, "What the heck is this idiot doing?"
Yes.
Yeah. So what happened was there was a car behind me, right, and this is on that road.
That rail.
Yeah, that's right. And the road I was currently on, like, there's roadworks up ahead of it where you have to stop for a good minute or two, right? The car behind me, he came flying around. He overtook both of us on this 80-kilometer road. To be fair, I was driving. I was like driving like 75 or something. I wasn't, because I knew that their roadworks were ahead, and I was like, there's no point in speeding up to 80 if it's going to be red, right? This dickhead comes. Get out of here. Bloody cat's trying to eat my donut. This dickhead comes flying past us both, doing like 100 kilometers an hour. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, you idiot? Don't you know there's like roadworks ahead? He's not going to be able to get through it. And sure enough, right? Unfortunately, I didn't catch up to the guy because, get this, right? He got up to the roadworks where all the other cars were going. He ran the red.
Oh, yeah.
On this road, on this one one-way road, he ran. Yeah, on this single-lane road, he ran the red for the roadwork sign, and I was like, "Oh, you fucking fuckwit!"
Can I tell you?
I know I was pissed off too because he ran the red, but the problem was he was right behind the other car, so it didn't really matter. He still was going to get through. He wasn't going to get trapped in the middle, blocking all the other traffic.
Can I tell you a story that'll make you happy? That's traffic related. So yes, on Tuesday I was driving from one side to another. No, Monday it was, sorry. So I was going from Epping towards the city, and I was going the Ring Road, and I took the exit that you need to go to the airport or you go towards the city. So I took off the exit to go towards the city, and this Mercedes Benz, I think it was, came flying past, and so it's 80 k's, but he's doing 100, weaving between traffic.
Of course.
And it's going that fast. I'm like, I can't see him anymore. He's gone. Like 5 minutes later, there's a sign.
He's pulled over.
No, well, yeah, obviously, but 5 minutes later, you come across, and on the they got the sign saying "Warning, incident ahead." So it said "Warning, incident ahead," and on the left, there's the poor bastard. There's this stupid bastard pulled over by the police. And I'm like, oh, that's amazing, police karma in real life. Because, like, obviously...
Well, when you're speeding through traffic like that on the freeway, they are going to get you.
He's doing 180k zone. It's ridiculous.
That's
like,
wait, 180?
He's doing 100k's in an 80k zone.
That's normal, Jackson. People do that all the time on the freeway.
Yeah, but people expect to get away with it.
Yeah, that's because almost 80... I think about... You should see early in the mornings what really pisses me off... What pisses me off early in the mornings, right? And I get that people don't like this, but on the Monash, you're driving from the Monash to the city, right? You get to that point where it becomes 80 kilometers, and only about, I reckon, 20% of people at 6 o'clock in the morning slow down to the 80 kilometers. Everyone else keeps doing 100
in that far right lane,
all the way up to just before the tunnel where they know there's a camera and they have to slow down to 80. And I'm sitting there going, if you're going to make these roads 80 kilometers, put some speed cameras up or something, because I'm getting sick of I'm in the right lane the whole way there because I'm doing the speed limit, and I'll change lanes if someone wants to speed and get past. That's fine, or they can undertake me. That's their choice if they don't want to wait half a second for me to move over when it's safe. But then when I get to that 80 zone, right before I get to the 80 zone, I immediately find the nearest opportunity to get into the middle lane, because I know that everyone going past, right, they're not going to slow down to 80. They're going to be doing 100 still, or worse, going faster.
Yep, gotcha.
So I always have to change into the middle lane, and it's frustrating for me because sometimes people in that middle lane aren't even doing 80.
No, that's right.
So I have to wait for like 20 cars to go past going 100 before I can then pull back out, overtake the cars that's doing 75, maybe block two cars who have sped up because they're also doing 100, and then change back into the middle lane.
Yeah.
But it's just make the bloody road 100 kilometers an hour up to the tunnel, or do something so that people slow down to 80. Because what's the point if no one else is doing
it's funny
it?
because at a certain time in the morning, that part where it goes 80 inbound actually is 100 until like I think it's like 5:30. From like it's either before 5, it's 100 k's. You can actually go 100.
Are you sure about
yes,
that?
Yes, positive.
I don't think so because I've left before 5 and I've gotten there and it's definitely been 80 still. This was years ago. This is when they were still, or not a couple of years ago.
Yeah, no,
when they were still doing road works.
I have driven along that part of the road where it actually was 100, and I couldn't believe it because I'm like, this is normally 80, but it was definitely 100.
Why'd they change it to 80 at 5 o'clock in the morning?
I don't know. There has to be.
What the fuck?
Maybe
Do it later.
Maybe because there's more traffic, I guess, building up eventually.
I don't know, but it's just creating more traffic.
Look, if I was most of the
people who are getting up at like on the road at 6 o'clock at that time, like that close to the city, are usually trying to get past the city or start like a really early job sort of thing where they want to get like they're getting up early to beat the traffic, and instead they're making it so that they have to put up with the traffic catching up to them.
Yeah.
I didn't know that actually changed to 100. That pisses me off even more.
But it's only early, like, super early in the morning because I remember. Why did I do that? I think it was when I was doing my jobs in Canberra. I had to drive to the airport one stupid early morning, and that's probably what I think. It sounds right. It feels familiar.
All right.
But yeah, yeah. So there are times when it's. But again, Victoria has weird logic with its road rules and speed limits.
True. I thought of something just then. You're getting older when you can't pronounce certain things.
Yeah, no.
Like the poke. You know how it's like the poke. The joke is, oh man, those Pokemans.
Yeah, but that.
But I legit, I heard how this thing was pronounced. But this the thing that I might bring up in a minute once we get into other topics.
Mm-hmm.
I heard how this thing was pronounced, and even then I still don't know how to pronounce it right. But Jackson, do you want to tell me what you wanted to talk about topic-wise?
Well, I
had an idea for something?
It wasn't really a topic. It was just a news article that I found.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Tell me about your news article, because I want to know, because it's about drugs, right?
Yeah.
Get the drugs.
So the news article I came across the other day.
Is it about... I'm just going to interrupt you real quick.
Is
it about Zins? I think they're called Zins.
No, it's not about
It's
Zins.
not. Okay. I don't know if it's pronounced quite like that. I can't really remember, but that's interesting. I'll tell you about Zins or Zines or what. I don't know how it's pronounced. Continue. What's the article about?
So this is kind of funny, actually. Hundreds of marijuana supporters attend picnic rally. 36 arrested.
Oh my God. Wait, marijuana picnic.
A picnic rally.
Only 36. If only it was 69.
They're having a picnic rally. I don't know.
What's a picnic rally?
Yeah,
do they all just get around and have a picnic and have a joint?
It's like the most anti-productive.
Yeah, man, picnic's the way to go.
At least 36. So I'll get into the article quickly.
That was my story.
It was amazing. Keep at it.
Oh,
that's
that
real.
To do. Yeah, no, that was real. The first one.
So at least 36 people were arrested at the annual. And so this is the thing. It's an annual pro-cannabis picnic rally at Melbourne's Flagstaff Gardens. The rally in the city's CBD aims to raise awareness for the legalization of cannabis, and occurs.
We want weed. We want weed.
This is the funny part, right?
Weed.
It occurs annually on the 20th of April, meaning 420.
Yes.
Recreational use of which is banned in all Aussie states. About 250 people attend the event, and police dog units and local officers were on the ground searching attendees.
They were searching for. They had the dog squad out. What do you see, boy? Do you see, sir? What you got in your pocket there, sir? I'm gonna have to ask you to empty your pockets.
Most people were issued with cautions, and 4 would receive a summons to attend court at a later date.
Because they got caught with weed.
A spokesperson said, "While we respect the right for lawful and peaceful protests, we will not tolerate any criminal activity. It is our role to enforce the law."
The funny thing is, right, so my concept of like criminal activity when it comes to drugs specifically is, and like obviously this is an illegal thing, but I think it should be legal for people to do whatever drugs they want as long as no one's getting hurt, and that includes them.
Yeah, and the other thing too with legalizing marijuana stuff, like for example, there's gonna be less drug activity too, like illegal drug crime stuff like that. Because
well, there certainly will be less of that. But the problem with the issue with marijuana is it's not the reason why people don't like marijuana specifically, and why it's not good is because it's the lazy drug. It gets you. You don't do anything.
There's no motivation.
Certain people, for example, like me, might take some and might get inspiration and motivation if you have a little bit, for example. Not that I would know. But a lot of the time, long-term use, it tends to obviously dull the senses and just like plane a person out. And it's like, yeah, it's like the like I said, the lazy man drug.
Yeah.
It turns you into a couch potato, just as much, or if not more, than stuff like TV and other things like that.
Yeah, this year's event,
and I know from experience, I am a couch potato.
This year's event featured the slogan "Who are we hurting?", including state MPs from the Legalised Cannabis Australia Party. Western Metro
and they all went, no one.
Western Metro Region MP David Ettershank, wow, what a name, and South East Metro MP Rachel Payne indicated they would attend the rally. In a post to her Instagram on Saturday, Miss Payne called for an end to the prohibition, adjoined with a picture of what appeared to be a lit cigarette. Looking forward to catching up with the cannabis community today, she said. On the post.
Looking up
both MPs,
the cannabis community.
Well, she nicknamed it the canna community, which is kind of...
it's even worse.
Yeah, I know. Both MPs appeared at an early event on Friday outside of State Parliament run by the artist collective The Craze Co. Posts by the group show the pair in front of what appeared to be caged plants with the signs reading, "The war on weed, a royal failure indeed." Only 1.7% of Aussies residing in the ACT have access to decriminalised recreational cannabis, according to advocates. Regional cannabis is otherwise illegal in every Australian state, though New South Wales is set to launch a probe into its prohibition. A number of countries have legalised marijuana for medical and recreational purposes, including Canada, the Netherlands, and Portugal.
Oh, I gotta go to Canada at some point then.
Or Netherlands. I think Netherlands will be more chill.
Yeah. It also depends on what weed you actually like ingest, smoke, or just take, however you take it. Because depending on what, because I listened to a scientist podcast guy, and he did a whole episode on marijuana and all that, and he does talk about different types of marijuana and how they can affect different people in different ways, and that one type will affect someone differently than another type. So one type might, for example, chill someone out, mellow them out, make them feel good. And that same type might cause someone else to have a panic attack.
Yeah.
Or get paranoid to the point where they have a panic attack.
Yeah, and everyone's reactions with marijuana is just different. Like, there's no...
It's not entirely based on how much THC and whatever the other drug it has in it, what the other compound. It's not entirely based on how much of that is in it.
Do you remember
Do
you remember when there was a pill? I mean, this is not marijuana now, but there was a pill going around that had the Mitsubishi logo on it.
No.
Oh yeah, that might be just.
I know.
That might have been a
friend a couple of years ago offered me a pill that had a Russian symbol on it. I went, I'm not touching that. I don't need a ping at a party.
I think it might have been ice. This thing, I can't remember what it was.
Probably.
Ecstasy tablets. That was right. It's ecstasy tablets.
Ecstasy.
That's what it was.
Not ecstasy. Ecstasy.
Yeah, I know. I eventually got it out.
That's what a pinger is, Jackson.
Yeah, pingers.
It's ecstasy. Yeah, that's ecstasy.
Anyway, yes.
Just get you dancing. Get you in a good mood.
That's what they're called, pingers.
All right, so now I'm going to bring up my little drug thing. I got to look it up again. I don't know how it's spelled. Zins or Zims.
Zins. Yeah.
Zins. It was probably coined by some Gen Zers.
Zin.
Hence the Z.
Nicotine pouches?
Yes, nicotine pouches.
Zin is a brand of nicotine pouches originating in Sweden. Zin pouches are designed to be placed between the gum and upper lip and are available in several varieties with different nicotine strengths and flavors. Unlike
They're illegal in Australia.
Unlike snus, these pouches. What? There's a thing called snus.
Yes. I don't know. I think that's one you. I think that's one you sniff, a nicotine thing. So get this, I don't know. I'm just speculating with that. But get this, Jackson. So these nicotine pouches, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's kind of, I wouldn't say like a chewing gum, but you put it between your teeth and your gum. It's not tobacco. It's nicotine.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Yes.
There's no tobacco in it, so it's supposed to be the healthier option and better for you, right? But you still get the addiction. And
See that? Yeah, written.
The video I watched, I think it was a current affair. So to be fair, a current affair made it sound so much worse than it was. Right? Typical current affair. Like you'll love this when they asked the scientist woman what the side effects of it would be. She went, "Oh, long-term use can cause like a couple of like ulcers and that around the gums and this issue." And I'm like, "Oh, is that all? Oh, so you're telling me, oh, of course it's going to cause ulcers. These people have these things in their mouth like for 5 hours a day."
It's funny because I'm looking at the.
Of course it's going to cause ulcers, but what's the actual issue?
I'm looking at the Wikipedia of Zyn, and it says nicotine pouches are addictive and the long-term health effects remain unknown.
Yeah, see, they don't even know themselves. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's bad because I'm not saying it's good because get this right, that high schoolers are putting this shit in their mouths.
Yeah.
So you'll have a kid like in the middle of school, and he'll just quickly like pull one of these gum-like things out and stick it in his mouth, and it'll sit in there for 45 minutes, and he gets a nicotine high.
Some people have said some side effects they have people got were users
Headaches.
reported gum irritation, hiccups, and nausea.
Yep. Yeah. So, and apparently, when you first try it, like you get a head rush, or not when you first try it, but you get a head rush from it, and the first time you try it, you might get a headache. And the only thing I can see wrong with it, right, is this stuff gives you. So, if you smoke a cigarette, it gives you 1 gram of a nicotine from smoking a cigarette. A cigarette has 12 grams of nicotine. This gum pouch, this pouch thing also has around 10 to 12 grams. Now, the difference between a cigarette is when you smoke a cigarette, majority of the nicotine is burnt away from you smoking it or from lighting it. So you only absorb one gram of nicotine from a cigarette. But these pouches, you absorb all 10 grams, or you absorb quite a few bit more.
I mean, I don't know if you got that person who told you about that is correct or not, but apparently according to the Wikipedia it says, Zyn pouches are sold in round cans containing 50 to 20 pouches depending on the market. These cans are available with different levels of nicotine strength, such as 3 or 6 milligrams per pouch in the US.
Okay, well, I don't. That says US, but they did test.
Yeah.
They did tests on these pouches, and they had about 10 grams in them.
My favorite part I'm reading here is in 2021, the company Swedish Match was criticized in the UK for its Zyn marketing on social media, including presenting its nicotine pouches as a supplement to regular smoking in places where smoking is banned with the slogan, "Can't smoke, can't vape, can Zyn."
Yeah, oh my goodness. Yeah, it's just, I think they're getting sued and stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. It doesn't seem like there's anything wrong with this, so it shouldn't really be an issue. But like, how it should be for people who are heavy smokers, and they should take like half of one a day or something like that. It shouldn't be. Why are bloody high school kids buying this shit?
Well, this is the thing, because I'm looking, and apparently there's a...
I'd rather my kids smoke weed.
There's a lawsuit. A law group in California have filed a lawsuit against the
Americans
makers.
are suing them.
The Schmidt.
Yeah, because
National
all
Law
these
Group
kids in America,
claims
are addicted to it.
Oh,
that country's drug issues is fucked.
Yeah, no, and not to mention like I can't remember which major
Their
city.
fentanyl issues
I think
it's
it's
insane.
I can't remember if it's Philadelphia or one of the major cities has got one of them.
No, it's not. It's the few different cities there.
What's the poppy one?
That's not fentanyl, or is it? It's I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's I think it is No, it's not fentanyl. Fentanyl's a man-made
poppy one. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, it was made. They discovered in China. The Chinese discovered it. It's
correct.
called. I should know what it's called. Judy's taken some because there is recreational use for it.
And people, is it nicknamed like the horse injector? Opium.
Opium, that's the one. Yes, opium.
Opioid,
yeah, fentanyl's like 100 times stronger than opium or something like that, or maybe 10 times. It's 100 times more stronger than
Painkillers.
no, not well. Yeah, yes, specifically painkillers like what's the one that they give? They give people injections. They're like like in hospitals, like
Anesthetic.
It's not an anesthetic. It's a painkiller, but it's 100 times stronger than. It's the main painkiller that they use in hospitals.
Panadol,
You get an injection
ibuprofen.
They don't. I mean, they probably use ibuprofen and Panadol in hospitals, but I'm talking about when someone is in legit pain.
Yeah,
Not I've got a headache or
I
I've
know
got
what
a
you're
sore
talking about.
shoulder.
It is the anesthetic because it goes numb. The feeling of area goes around numb. There's the green whistle. There's the green whistle, which is the same effect of what you're talking about, though.
It's not. It's anesthetic. They don't give people anesthetic for when they're in pain, Jackson.
I don't know what it's called, but anyway.
Hold on, I'll look it up.
Yeah, while you do that, I'll just pretend I know what I'm going to talk about next.
I need to know what is
It's
stronger than up to 50 times stronger than heroin. Morphine. It was morphine.
Of course, it was morphine. We knew that.
Bloody yeah, Mister. What? You're in pain? Oh, don't worry. I got some for that. I can't move my arm now. What did you do? I took away the pain.
Where did my arm go? Yeah, we cut off your arm. That's where it's sore. Yeah, and you can't feel it.
Oh, Doc, I'm in so much pain. Oh, I got some anesthetic for that. Oh, Doc, I can't move my arm now. Oh,
that's funny.
I got something for that too. Yes,
sword.
morphine. It's stronger than morphine. Anyway.
Yes, Panadol.
But yeah, so these nicotine pouches are they're over the oceans over here now apparently. So stopping, which I'm glad I don't have any kids yet. But it makes me kind of think, what kind of drugs are our kids going to be having?
The only thing
we're talking 10, 15 years down the line.
The only thing I can think of is, I mean, it's not really technically a drug, but vaping. Vaping is the one thing that kids can get into, I reckon.
Well, vaping is actually listed.
Worse.
So because of these pouches, right, vaping has dropped off more, and people, because kids get told not to vape and stuff like that. Apparently, they do not stealth vaping. Like high school kids like yes. Yeah, like in the middle of class, like there's some kid he's put it over his shirt and he's gone.
I can imagine a kid doing like,
and he's just slowly rolling it out.
Fake sneeze goes. Yeah, I'm just thinking. Without illegal drugs, though, there'd be no Border Force Australia. That TV show wouldn't exist. Wait, somebody think it's producers of Australian Border Force.
But yeah, I was thinking about these things, and they're not. I watched this, like I said, it was a current affair, and they made it sound like, there's the new drug in schools is hitting the streets. Or the new drug on the streets is hitting your kids' school. And then the woman's like, what are the side effects to this? What kind of things? Oh, you can get sore gums. Might have a headache.
I like the idea. I like the idea of them telling it on the news, and then all the kids are like, I'm definitely not going to be getting my hands on that. And then just like not giving the right thing at all. I mean, it's one thing to obviously warn. It's obviously one thing to inform the family and the parents and say, hey, tell your children to be aware of this stuff. But it's another thing the children are like, I'm going to get my hands on that stuff.
Mm. But the only issue I'd have with my kids taking this nicotine pouches is the fact that if they become addicted to nicotine and they can't get the pouch or they can't get a vape, they'll probably grab a cigarette. You know what I mean? Like that's the only. And as I've said, vaping has apparently been proven to be just as bad as smoking.
Is vaping the same thing?
True or not? I don't really care.
Is vaping the same thing as e-cigarettes? I'm pretty sure they are, aren't they?
They are. Yes,
yeah,
that's what vaping is. It's an e-cigarette. I believe.
I hear that terminology and I just never really connect them properly if they were the same. But yeah.
Yeah, vaping is like doing shisha.
Yes.
You know what a shisha is?
Yes, I do. I've done one of them.
Yeah.
They're weird.
Okay.
It's like this
vaping is basically a small shisha.
Yeah, the long... Yeah. Yeah, because there was
Which
a
is-
there was a
Sheesh is
there's a
pretty good.
place in Hindley Street in Adelaide where there's a sheesh bar, and literally or
Place in
sheesh
Dandenong.
lounge, and literally there's this they get the big sheesh thing in the middle, and then they've got like these
Sheesh ya.
I think there's like 3 or 4 hoses that each will. I say hose, but you know what I mean. Like
It's a hose. Just call it a hose.
yeah,
It's a hose.
and you just basically relax, and you've got a sheesh, and then how it works is
you sit on the cushions.
yeah, and you pay for the flavor, and then you once that flavor's all used up and your sheesh is all used up, that's when you're done. Your session's done, I guess. But yeah, it was a weird feeling. I remember the taste. It was bizarre.
Yeah, my mate had a shisha and we had a bunch of different flavors. I remember one of the funniest things, or one of the funniest things, because this guy who had the shisha, right? His parents were pretty conservative Christians, and so there's two.
Don't tell me.
Let me. No. There's two. So this gives you an interest. This gives you an interesting overview of what my family life was like compared to his family life.
Yeah.
So we were smoking the shisha that he brought over out the back by the bonfire, and my mum comes out, right? And first thing she goes is, "Oh, is that a shisha?" And Joe goes, "Yeah, you want some?" She's like, "Nah, I'm right, thanks." I got my cigarette. She had a cigarette.
Got the real stuff here, boys.
She's like, "Yeah, no, I don't really need it." And Joe's mum sees it at his place. It's not even being used, and she goes, "What's that?" And he goes, "I was there with him at the time because we were playing video games in their little bungalow." And he looks at me, and then he looks at her, and this was when I saw his facial expressions because I was in front of him as he's looking at her, and he goes, "It's like a bong." The first thing he says, he puts his 2 fingers up and he goes, "It's like a bong."
When you're doing this,
And he's like, and then, yeah, and I was like, I look at him like, oh, I'm just like, oh my goodness, Joe, you.
It's such an embarrassment.
And then proceeded to explain like it's small, but it's like cigarettes. It's like smoke. And he goes, it's just water. It's just water vapor. With flavoring.
It kind of reminds me, like I remember seeing when I was a bit younger. I was like just turned 18 or 19. I knew these family friends who they got these daughters who they were like 14, 15. And they were, being a bit edgy, trying to break the rules a little bit. And what they did once, I caught them doing it, but I didn't tell anyone because it was pathetic. They tried making a gum leaf bong.
How do you make a gum leaf bong? Wait, no, they did not. Did they have a bong and they stuck gum leaves in there and started? No.
I
that would
wouldn't even
burn.
They made it out of newspaper. There was
Okay, now I'm
newspaper in it too. No, it was
So they had a bong, an actual bong.
Yeah, and the flame
and
they used was
and
newspaper.
instead of putting instead of putting marijuana in the little thing to
gum
light,
leaves, yeah.
they put gum leaves in there and went. So you're telling me these girls put gum leaves and a bit of paper in, lit it, and then went.
Well, I don't know if they actually even did that. I don't think the way they had it set up was just not going to work anyway. I was like, "You serious?" That was just
burn. That would burn. Oh.
It was just so dumb. Like,
probably poison your lungs.
Look at them using gum leaves. Oh, I remember my first bong.
Oh goodness me!
I've never had a bong.
I've never had a bong either, but that's only specifically because, like, I've had a couple of joints before, and as you know, I've had hash brownies, and bongs hit you pretty hard. So, if I did, I'd have to do one toke of it, and I'd probably be done after that. Anything more, and I'd probably be like freaking out.
Yeah, I don't think I've had any drug experiences. No magical cookies or hash browns or anything like that.
Magical cookies.
You know what I
yes,
mean?
my experience is very limited, Jackson. But
No
from what
brownies.
I have experienced, I have had some good times and some bad times.
You take the good with the bad.
And that makes me think I don't really want to do anything much stronger than what I've done.
I was about to, because I forgot to say this, but I was going to make the point like shisha is a bit like, they're a bit like a lolly version of a lolly version of a bong. No.
I mean, it's more like a lolly version of a cigarette, but that's so
But then that's
vapors.
vape is also like that.
Vape is a lolly version of a shisha,
Yeah.
and I say that because you've got shisha flavors, but the vape flavors are just all over the place. Like, I mean, maybe you can get the same flavors. You should be able to get the same flavors in shishas, but I think they offer less variety.
Yeah, probably. It's just a different experience of doing it too, though. Like,
but yes, that was my drug topic. Apparently, teenagers are sticking to nicotine in their mouths to absorb, and it takes like 40 minutes to absorb these pouches. So I'm like, well, that's far too long.
it always confused me how they were called pouches. Like, because when I think of pouch, I think of kangaroos.
Well, that's it. I heard nicotine pouch, and I thought that was like, the standard stick one.
Patches.
Or
That's a
something.
patcher, isn't it?
Patch. Yeah, I guess it's a patch. I also thought of like chewing gum, nicotine, like chewers.
Hubba
but-
bubba, got a whole new meaning.
That's the other thing. Like if I had some sort of like I wanted to get a nicotine high or something, why would you get these pouches that have to sit in your gums when you can just get some like nicotine chewing gum?
Cheaper.
Make
You
a.
reckon it's cheaper? Probably cheaper.
She's speaking from experience.
She's speaking from experience. That's right. No, but
Have you seen the
But,
process
yeah,
of Hubba Bubba?
I didn't think there was anything wrong with it. I just found it funny that that's what teenagers were doing. And I'm sitting, after I finished it, I was like, well, I suppose it's getting better than getting pissed and driving and crashing a car, or better than like doing anything. Yeah.
There's a lot more worse things you could be doing.
Oh,
Connor's
I
having
see.
a moment with the cat in the
The
bag.
cat's in the bag.
Look, the cat's in the bag.
Happy.
Well, Courtney, you know what you need to do. You got to let the cat out of the bag,
All right, Jackson.
metaphorically
I got another
and
thing.
literally.
I got another semi-topic here. Do you want to keep going for
Define
now?
semi, sure. Go for it. I don't care. Go for it.
All right. I have Ajar Barker.
Oh, yes! I love this because
Need I
that's-
say any more?
That's because that stupid mother was an absolute Karen, but like the ultimate Karen. And then the flack
was it
flacked?
I'm going to stop you right there. I only watched I saw a little post on Facebook that someone put up saying I support AJ Barker, and I'm like, what are they talking about?
Can I cut you off? It's Arj Barker.
Arj, man, yeah,
Arj Barker.
I don't know the comedian. I just know he's a comedian. Anyway, Arj Barker. He I really could not care less, but he I only watched one little news article thing about it, and it was the project, so it was biased. But they did an interview with this woman, right? And the kid she was holding, I've never seen so much movement. And she full on, and I'm sitting there going, no wonder she tried to breastfeed him during the comedy thing, because she tried to do it on camera as well. She puts the kid up to breastfeed him and is like, oh, he doesn't want milk. Oh, well, I'll hand him off.
The ironic thing about that was apparently there was leaked information that when they would film the interview, they got her to
They
remove the
asked her to
child.
Really? I thought they purposely were purposely, I'll make sure the kid moves more.
I'm not sure if it was that particular show, or another interview show, but one of the interview shows, or like, I don't know, like Project or something else, they actually had to ask her to remove the child.
So here's the funny thing. When I watched that video of her doing the thing with them, when she tries to feed the baby in front of the camera and all that, and I don't really care. I'm not really someone if you're a guy who has kids, your wife has done it. So why would anyone get upset with someone pulling out their nipple to feed their baby? Yeah. Like, I'm of the mindset that if you've got an issue with it, like seeing it in public, you're the one with the problem there. Like, that's my thought process of it. Like, I might see someone do it and I might think, oh, they shouldn't do that. But then I probably think, well, they kind of have to do that anyway. But there is a time and a place, and if you're preparing for a camera interview and they've organized it, maybe feed your kid beforehand. Yeah. Like, I in the middle of an interview is not the best time to be feeding your kid.
No. I saw a post.
Like, I understand being out in the park and just going about your day and you got to do it, or being out shopping or something and you need to take a break and feed your kid. But, like, she could have fed her kid before the interview.
Yeah, no.
It looked like she was doing it because the kid was squirming around so much she thought he needed to be fed.
There was a clip on Facebook I saw. It was of Nova breakfast with Husey, Aaron, and the other person. and that Aaron lady was getting rubbed up the wrong way from Arch Barker.
Of course.
And I'm like, that Aaron girl was such a clickbaity type figure that this is the second time I've had you on my show, and you just keep talking me down. You're just so disrespectful. It's like, shut up, bitch.
How do I put this? So it annoys me more so than anything else. Yes,
What?
sure. It annoys me more so. Oh, that's hot.
That's mine.
More than anything else. Here you go, Jackson.
Well, thanks. If I wouldn't say
That they turn this into something.
Yes, correct. And like, people.
What this should have been was a woman removed because she brought a child under the age of 15 to the comedy show that's for adults.
Which is
Doesn't matter if it's a baby. Doesn't matter if it's anything else.
babysitters exist.
She brought it. No, but her reasoning for that was that she needs to feed the kid, and the kid doesn't accept bottled stuff or anything. Like, yeah, the kid doesn't accept bottled stuff and doesn't accept this. And I'm thinking to myself, you could pump milk earlier. You seem to produce enough. Why not pump some earlier and have your husband or someone else look after the kid and feed them one time?
I just found the news article.
Like, out of
regarding
all
video
the
I
places, I was saying, I think it was to Courtney or someone earlier. I was saying, look, I understand if you're at a cinema, and the kid's making a lot of noise. Get up, walk out, do what you got to do with the kid. Once they've calmed down, bring them back.
Yeah.
And could she have done that? I understand not really being able to do that at a comedy festival if your seats are like in the middle or up far or up close. But in that situation, just don't bring the kid. Like, just don't bring your kid, or miss out. Just don't go to the comedy thing. Like, you missed out this year. Better luck next time.
The problem is, right, the comedians have one job, and if you're going to get offended or anything, just don't bother. You're just wasting people's time.
The other thing that confuses me, though, because I don't know how the whole incident played out, so
Yeah.
I want to know, like, because she said that he got the rest of the audience to turn on her and kick her out, and I was like, that's a bit much.
Yeah,
like-
that was a bit-
Like, I wouldn't have done that. I would have just quietly walked off stage for a minute, told someone can someone please remove that woman or ask her to leave because it's disrupting. Like, if he made a big scene of it, well, then that's a bit, that's a bit much.
I'm going to be right back real quick.
It's unprofessional.
I'm going to be right back. I'm just going to fix Jane's dummy.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, because the thing is, too, like, this person's made a celebrity out of, well, not really a celebrity, but, like, she's made a public profile of herself. And, like, it's just another person you just don't need to care about.
Are you talking about the breastfeeding woman or
Yes.
the woman on the show?
No breastfeeding
okay.
one. Aaron Maline's already got person notice.
I think she's been dragged around a little bit by the news as well, but it's probably liking the attention. But here's the funny thing. I'm sitting there going, I don't give a shit about this. Why is there, you got anything better to talk about?
It's not a story.
Like, especially because of the fact that, like, they're turning it into, like a breastfeeding sort of incident thing. It's because she was breastfeeding and this and that. And then other people are saying, no, it's not because she was disrupting the thing. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, well, did the comedian yell at her and tell her off because she was breastfeeding or because they were disrupting? And how disruptive or loud or annoying was this baby for the comedian to point it out and say, oh, this is actually bothering me? Like, how loud was that kid?
Yeah. Just, don't bring babies to
I mean,
shows.
if he from what I saw, the movement it'd be based on anyway.
It's like, would you take your baby?
I'd rather hear about the Russian-Ukraine war. I just looked it up to see if it was still going.
Yeah, it's in its third season now.
It's still going. Yes, I'm actually shocked that it's still.
Well, third season.
It surprises me that's still a fourth season.
It's been 4 years since it started, so yeah.
I've kind of messed up. They must have They must have reached some sort of border like one side border protection thing, or
Yeah, I don't know.
who's winning.
Are they winning, son?
It'll be interesting to see if, like, Russia took over Ukraine, what everyone else would do about it, whether they do anything about it or not.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's not. I don't really want to talk about the war right now, or that war specifically. The other things I was going to bring up two things, and these were from literally just before earlier today, or one of them was from earlier today, and one of them I remembered. So the other day, we took our dehydrator from Aldi out, right, to make some dehydrated food. We hadn't used it yet, so we took the little plastic plates and that for it, and I put them in the washing machine, right? Before I put the washing machine on, or before I put them in the washing machine, I went to the guide and checked.
Yes, thank you,
the
Connie.
manual. Yeah, what did she say?
Dishwasher.
Yeah, dishwasher. Yes, I meant. I said washing machine? I meant dishwasher.
It's okay.
Doesn't matter.
It's just Connie in the background really MVP.
She yells out dishwasher. Anyway,
You're gone.
I checked to see if it was dishwasher safe. And it had one line. Yes, yes, it is dishwasher safe. It's perfectly fine. I put in the dishwasher. Guess what happened?
It melted.
They didn't melt. They warped.
Oh, deformed. Oh, yes.
They deformed. And I'm sitting there going, what the fuck? Why would you tell me it's dishwasher safe when it's not?
Did you get the receipt?
Yes, but it's over 2 years old, so I think its warranty won't count. But we might be able to get. I think we might. I honestly, it was probably like $50, so I might just throw it out and buy a new one. But because we hadn't used it in like 2.5 years or so. But I'm thinking to myself, we hadn't. I should say we hadn't used it yet. But I'm thinking, why? Because I might be able to get my money back on because of the Australian consumer laws and all that because the product was faulty. Basically, I was told that I was able to do this and I was not able to do it. So I should be able to get my money back. I might call up and find out, but I can't be bothered. It's only like $50. I'd rather just buy a new one.
Or you could just probably get one for Amazon as well.
So it just goes to show: don't always follow what the manual says. Don't always. If you think that something won't, like if you think you can't do something, odds are you probably can't. Or you think you shouldn't do something, probably shouldn't.
Because one of my daughter's lunch boxes had the same thing. It was dishwasher safe. It claimed to be. Same thing. It warped when it came out.
We've got an older dishwasher and all that, so it shouldn't have. I don't think it should have gotten too hot, but I guess it was too much. Couldn't handle it. And my final thing is when Courtney and I were shopping today, the guy was packing our stuff, and we were having a chat with him. And at the very end, I'm not sure if this is a UK thing because the guy had a British accent, but he said, and he was a younger guy. He said, "And your damage comes to."
Damage. No, because that's not a British thing. That's just a shopping. That's just a
shopping thing. I've never heard the term.
That's just the because
I didn't think it was a British thing. But I said as I walked to pay, I went, "Wait, did you say damage?" And he went, "Yep." I cracked up laughing
because I've heard people say collateral. The collateral is.
Yeah, but your damage comes too.
Yeah, that's good.
So as I paid, I like put my card and or my phone and then I went, "Oh,
that's a lot of damage." You should give me the spiffing bit response. That's a lot of damage. I wish I had. Yeah, I could have sworn I had. Didn't the failure go? Yeah, emotional damage. I don't have that. Emotional damage. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I've got the failure, but I don't have the emotional damage. I was tempted to play that, but anyway.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there going, I've never heard like spending money on something being called damage, and I'm like, that's perfect. I'm going to use it more often.
Yeah, like I said, I've heard
because you can pick up something that's like really expensive. Now that's a lot of damage.
It's fair and balanced. I mean, you could. There's a lot of other terms like you can do a lot of wordplay with that kind of stuff. Like when you're paying for dinner, like if you're going for dinner, you're paying the bill. Like there's certain terms and phrases you can use for that as well. But
I just thought of the perfect way. Like you go to not us specifically because married men, but you go on a date and the woman expects you to pay, and you're like, wait, you expect me to take damage for you?
Have you? Because the thing I was trying to remember
I'm taking it too literally now.
No, because when people go out for dinner, they say, "Oh, don't worry, I'll fix it." They say, "I'll fix it," instead of "I pay for it." They say, "I'll fix it."
I'll fix it.
I've heard people say that.
Don't worry, I'll take the hit.
I'll cop it. Oh, I know that donut. Is that the Oreo cookies and cream one? Yeah.
Cookies. No, it's just cookies and cream.
Sorry, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's better than the Oreo one. I
Yeah,
can't believe I can get a donut from Coles that tastes better than a Krispy Kreme donut. That's amazing.
Nice one, Gary.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Well,
The only problem is that because it's from Coles, it's so convenient to get. I buy twice as many of them than I would Krispy Kreme donuts.
no, that's fair.
Mm.
No, that's fair.
Oh, now that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, you'll feel it. You'll notice it in a couple of days in your waist belt.
Mm.
So yes, well, I'm excited for tomorrow. My daughter's 3rd birthday party, so it'll be fun to see you again.
That feels good. Yes. Do you want to end the episode?
Well, I've run out of things to sort of talk about.
You know we are at the hour mark.
I know. I just was thinking. Just want to thank people for listening. If those are still listening, the numbers are still somewhat. I mean, they're not huge, but they're still consistent, which is remarkable because other people are listening to us, which is fascinating. Like sometimes when I go back to listen to our episodes, I'm like, wow, people are other than us two have heard this stuff.
That's right. Just remember to take two away from those numbers.
Yeah. Don't forget to take some painkillers afterwards, just for your ears.
I remember going, wow, that episode was shit. That was terrible.
Sometimes, hold on, I got the thing for that. What am I doing? You know, episodes try there.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
But we take the good with the bad.
Yes.
I have been trying to avoid using these too much, but
That's okay. You've done well today. You've held back somehow. I think because you actually had something to talk about, so your mind was on drugs.
yeah, all right. What do you mean you've actually got something to talk about?
No. What I'm saying,
Wow.
when you have
Wow.
a topic, your mind's more on the topic focus as opposed to using the soundboard.
I suppose that's true. Yes. I did. Yes, you are 100% correct.
Thank you. Did you actually
I'm
hear
here
that?
to tell you right now, we don't care.
And that's the end of the episode.
Am I glad he's frozen in there and that we're out here?
Is that what you've been working on, like from last episode?
I did it right after we finished it. I'm done. I'm finished. That's our outro now.